And welcome back, you guys, to week 11 for the NFL Weekly Pick Show, the 2015-2016 NFL season. I'm TJ Harmon here on YouTube, _Raw on Twitter. Let me take the time to tell you to subscribe and follow me each and every week. I give you a breakdown of what's going down each and every week. Also give you my against the spread picks as well as my straight up picks of every week. Let's get with our ATS picks of the week. It's going to be the St. Louis Rams on the road facing the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 2-point favorites at home with that big loss to the Jaguars last Sunday. I think the Ravens can pull off if they just don't make any more major mistakes like Dummerville did for the defense of the Ravens. And of course, Nick Foles benched this week for Casey Keenum, formerly from the Texans organization. But I don't see the Rams doing anything but failing once again. Ty Gray probably will fail to get over 100 yards for the second straight. Make that the third straight week. So with that said, I'm going to tell you to take the Rams +2 in Baltimore. The San Francisco 49ers are on the road facing the Seattle Seahawks in my second ATS picks this week. The Seahawks are 12-point favorites at home. The 12 men always get their wins at home, but so far, straight up, Seattle's lost two home games this past season, and it doesn't look like it's going to be anything different in this game. But San Francisco is just a bad team, even with Kaepernick as the quarterback. Not Blaine Gabbert. Who is he? Nothing really. He did get a win in week 9. He got a bye. 49ers got a bye in week 10. So it's going to be interesting to see if the 49ers will be fresh to beat the Seahawks. I don't think so. I'm going to tell you to take the Seahawks -12. The third against the spread picks this week goes in the game Monday night between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. The Patriots are 7-point favorites in this game. I kind of think it's going to go maybe between 7 and 7.5 because Patriots can pull up points. If you seen that game between New England and New York Giants last Sunday, they were putting up big points. Fairly altogether, they scored at least 53 points in that game overall, with over 53, and it was just a great game, and the Patriots pulled off the Giants by one measly point. This week, the Bills, I don't think LaShawn McCoy, Sammy Watkins are going to be able to stop that Patriot defense. Even though in the offense, I think Edelman, he is out with some type of injury or something to that effect, but I don't think it's going to stop the Patriots from winning this game at home, so we'll see what goes down. So I'm going to tell you to take the Bills +7 over the Patriots on Monday night. And my final ATS pick this week, it'll go into the game between the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. The Broncos are 1-point favorites in this game. Without Peyton Manning, I think that point spread may go up a little bit more. Brock Osweiler, he's going to start in place of Peyton Manning with that plantar fasciitis tear. He's going to be out a few games because I used to have plantar fasciitis. He should have some type of sole in his feet. And he was also playing injured like that against the Chiefs last week. That's why they only mustered almost 16, 19 points. Almost got no score between the Chiefs. So Broncos got lucky. Now this week, Brock Osweiler is making his NFL debut, and I don't see the Broncos really doing anything to the Bears. The Bears dominated against the Rams last week. This Jay Cutler threw an 87-yard touchdown pass. Can you believe that? How many touchdown passes you can get for 87 yards? Not that many. It was 2 of them last week, and definitely that was one of them. But Cutler, he's cutting corners. We'll have to see. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to tell you to take the Broncos -1.5. Maybe I'm going to change that. Let's take the Broncos -3 in this game. This could go down into a field goal. So Broncos -3 over the Bears. Alright, let's get with our week 11 picks real quick because that food that I had in my luncheon today, It's got me tired as a hog. Let's start with the Thursday night game. We got the Tennessee Titans on the road facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to tell you, take the Jaguars at home to beat the Titans. Titans, they're just not ready for spotlight prime time games quite yet. Alright, we got the Indianapolis Colts on the road facing the Atlanta Falcons. Colts coming off their bye as well as the Falcons, but I think both teams should make this a pretty interesting game. There's not going to be no Andrew Luck in this game. Matt Hasselbeck will start for the Colts, and I think Matt Ryan, Julio Jones is going to demolish this Colts team in the Battle of the Dome. Georgia Dome in Atlanta should have no problem beating the Colts in Georgia. The Denver Broncos are facing the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. I'm going to tell you to take the Bears on the road to beat Denver. It's just obvious right now because Denver is needing Peyton Manning, and this Brock Osweiler, I'm just not too sure about him. But Jay Cutler and them should get the job done in Chicago. The Oakland Raiders on the road facing the Detroit Lions. Lions are still a bad team, even though they beat a good team of the Packers, who lost 3 straight games, and Oakland's coming off that big loss to the Vikings in Los Angeles. I'm going to tell you to take Oakland on the road. Probably get their first one on the road. We'll see. As they beat the Lions in Detroit. The Dallas Cowboys on the road facing the Miami Dolphins. Tony Romo returns for the Cowboys. Is it too little, too late for Dallas? Could be. We'll have to see what happens because the NFC East is still an open market for a team to make the playoffs. Miami, shocking win against the Eagles last week. So devastating. And still not over that loss either. But this should make Miami more powerful at home with Dave Campbell as their coach. Should do the job and beat the Cowboys by a squeaker in Miami. Take the Dolphins over the Cowboys. Speaking of the Eagles, they got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming to town. The Philadelphia Eagles has to face Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sam Bradford is out with a concussion. They'll start Mark Sanchez, who didn't do too bad, but he also threw a killer interception that really ended this Eagles' chances to come back and win the game. I'm just going to say something about Chip Kelly. Don't make dumb behind calls like you did to throw an interception and give the Dolphins a win again this week against the Buccaneers. The Eagles are 1-2 against the NFC South. They can't afford to go 1-3 just to get a win against the Saints, but lose to the Buccaneers and the Panthers. And now if you lost to the Dolphins, if they lose, they're going to be pitiful, and it's going to be hard for them to try to catch back up. But I'm going with my Eagles at home to beat another Florida team that they should have won last week but didn't. Tampa Bay, I think they'll get it done this week. The Eagles wins against the Bucs. The Carolina Panthers are at home facing the Washington Redskins. Redskins looking really good against the Rams on the road last week, but Carolina still keeping that winning streak strong. They'll do it again. Bold prediction, Cam Newton will score 2 rushing touchdowns. You heard it right here. Panthers will go 10-0 and beat the Redskins in Carolina. St. Louis Rams are in Baltimore facing the Ravens. Again, Casey Keenum will be starting for the Rams for the bench Nick Foles. And I think Joe Flacco is going to bring his team back up to par. They should have beaten the Jaguars, but they failed to do it. But I think they're going to do it to the Rams. I guarantee you. Ravens at home to beat the Rams. The New York Jets on the road facing the Houston Texans. The Texans had a shocking upset to the Bengals, a 4-point win against the Bengals on Monday Night Football, and the Jets Thursday Night Football lost to the Buffalo Bills. Jets should get the win. I'm still not sure about TJ Yates. We'll see what goes down. Jets should get the win on the road against the Texans. Sunday afternoon late games. They got the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Diego Chargers. Chargers coming off their bye. Should be a tight game. Chiefs pulling off that big win, upsetting the Denver Broncos with Peyton Manning with his issues with his plantar fasciitis. Take the Chiefs on the road to beat the Chargers. The Green Bay Packers on the road facing the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC North battle. Packers have lost 3 straight games. They can't make it 4 straight because Minnesota is really that good of a team. Teddy Bridgewater, Stephon Diggs, and don't forget the emergence of Adrian Peterson should make this game a very close one. I think Green Bay can pull this one out in Minnesota. Just a squeak of me. Packers should end that 3-game winning streak and beat the Vikings and Minnesota. We got the San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks all day to beat the 49ers. Even though the 49ers coming off their bye, Blaine Gabbert once again starts in place of Colin Kaepernick. Sunday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals trying to get back on the winning streak to face the Arizona Cardinals, who did away the Seahawks on the road in Seattle last week. This is going to be a real tight game because Andy Dalton can throw bad games like he did on Monday night. And Carson Palmer facing his Bengals team for the first time and since he's been traded. Since he became a free agent, by the way. This should be an interesting game, but I think Arizona can pull this one out in the West Coast and beat the Bengals. And on Monday Night Football, it's the AFC battle between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. I'm not signing myself for the Buffalo Bills to upset the Patriots. It's interesting because they could do a trap game against New England. We'll have to wait and see. Deshaun McCoy, Sammy Watkins, are they going to be able to get this defense of the Patriots? We'll just have to wait and see. But New England's come from behind win against the Giants on the by 1 point. That field goal, doing very well. Patriots trying to make this 11-0, and they could be 10-0 with that win against the Bills. I do see it happen. New England at home to beat Buffalo on Monday Night Football. Guys, those are my picks for Week 11. Post your picks down at the bottom of the page and let me know what you think about Week 11 and all that good stuff. I'm a little tired from that food I ate, so please forgive me, but I did it. We'll see what's going down here on Week 11. Enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. I'm still going to continue to celebrate my birthday. Follow me once again. Check me back next week. I'm TJ Harmon on YouTube, _Ralph on Twitter. I'll see you back here where Turkey goes on stomachs next week.